So now if we throw this intoxicating thing, you're going to be even more unstable and have a higher risk at hurting yourself because you're a little off. You know, your head's a little fuzzy. Kratom does not make you fuzzy in the slightest. It doesn't throw my gait off. It doesn't throw anything off. My pain off, but that's about it.
Kratom doesn't cloud your judgment.
Right.
At all.
If anything, it may, and I mean, you know, I have a lot of like brain fog and stuff like that comes with my transverse myelitis, and if anything, it helps it. I mean, you know, don't help it all the way again, but I mean, you know, I'm not just. It's a different feeling. It's like more like you're awake. You're more awake.
That's what I was going to say. Like when I take it in the morning, it's kind of like a morning coffee. Like the only thing I feel is like it awakens. I'm now okay. I'm ready for the day. Let's go. That's all I feel. I don't feel anything else.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
just ready to go. It's just like, okay, now I'm awake. Let's do this. And I continue to do what my family needs and everything else.
What my family needs.
Right.
Yep. Okay, exactly. I'm gonna press play and then I have to go pee. Okay. So I can't press pause till I come back.
Okay. We'll wait.
Chairman, members of the committee, for the opportunity to be here to testify in opposition to House Bill 1649, which would ban the natural botanical kratom. My name is Sheldon Bradshaw, and I represent Botanicals for Better Health and Wellness. I'm an FDA regulatory attorney and previously served for many years as the Chief Counsel of the United States Food and Drug Administration. The organization I represent advocates for evidence-based regulation of plant-derived products. As a result, the organization fully supports banning 7-hydroxymitragynine, which the state of Tennessee actually already has done, but supports common sense regulations on the natural botanical kratom. Kratom is a botanical in the coffee family that has been safely used for centuries in Southeast Asia and for decades by over 20 million individuals here in the United States. And I also want to echo something Dr. Henningfield noted about the testimony in favor of the bill. It seems to erroneously equate 7-OH and kratom. They're two very different and unique substances. They're not the same. And the safety risks that you raised are solely attributed to 7-hydroxy and are not associated with kratom. Importantly, 7-hydroxy is a synthetic drug. Kratom is a natural botanical. First, the misconception about the two was perpetuated by the 7-OH industry itself, which used vignettes of kratom leaves. They called their products kratom. They called them natural, but that was a canard, and it had three purposes. One, to mislead consumers who thought they were using a natural botanical with a long history of safe use, to falsely suggest that they have the same safety profile, and to shift the blame for adverse events from 7-OH to kratom. Second, when kratom leaves are first harvested, they don't even contain 7-OH. 7-OH only happens post-harvest through oxidation and only in minor trace amounts. But entrepreneur and chemists discovered that if they take mitragynine from the kratom plant and force and expose it to toxic reagents like the ingredients you would find in Drano or pull shark or bleach, those oxidizing chemicals would convert the mitragynine to 7-OH. And so what 7-OH is, rather than the 0.0002% of 7-OH that you would find in post-harvest kratom leaves, it's now 95% or 94% pure 7-OH. They're very different. And I think a simple analogy nicely illustrates the difference between the two. If you took the most common alkaloid in coffee, which is caffeine, extracted it, exposed it to harsh oxidizing agents, turned it into a new chemical entity, no one would call that chemical entity coffee. It's no longer coffee. And the same thing is happening to kratom. The kratom leaf has been safely used for centuries, but bad people are extracting the mitragynine, exposing it to toxic chemicals, and making it deadly poison.
Very good, and thank you for that. Members, any questions for our guests? Representative Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To Dr. Henningfield, Do we have enough science currently to guide kratom regulation? Because it seems that what I'm hearing, it does have good uses. There's a difference between the actual botanical and the chemical. So could you speak to, is there science to do the regulation that you all speak of?
I love that. We have a mountain of science, and the reason is the science started in Southeast Asia a couple of decades ago. But the National Institute on Drug Abuse got involved about a decade ago, a little more, because kratom's got a lot of useful alkaloids that look like they could be safer medicines of the future for pain, anxiety. So right now, NIDA has put at this point more than $100 million into kratom research at Johns Hopkins, many universities. The publication rate is now up to 140 publications per year. I'm on a national meeting this Saturday in San Antonio, where the keynote session is all on kratom, pharmacology, and toxicology. So that's why we've got the science to back the regulation. What is the standard for 7-hydroxy? At this point, we're saying no more than 1 to 2% alkaloid. We have science for what should be looked out for in state regulation. Yeah, we've got a mountain of evidence. And you can Google my reports or publications, which list probably 300 or 400 publications just in the last 5 to 6 years.
And so you're not against regulation. I mean, you're not against regulation at all, but you are against banning because of those that can use it for positive reasons.
We need regulation. We need regulation. Nature got it right in the case of kratom. Natural products aren't safe because they're natural. But in the case of coffee and kratom and some others, nature got it pretty close to right. Turning kratom into 7-hydroxy, that's not nature. And we need regulation, just like my father-in-law brought regulation in Tennessee to fireworks and helped save the industry in the 50s.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Representative Garrett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Davenport, I'm so sorry about your loss, but
Oh, God.
I could follow you. The other 5, I know the 2 of you are for this piece of legislation, the other 3 are not. But you all said so many words in your testimony, I really have no idea what you're talking about. And so there were so many different things that you all had testified to on both sides, right? And my concern is that's the actual concern of either kratom, which how you pronounce it, or kratom, how the rest of you pronounced it. That's an issue, right? Just because of what this thing does. My issue with this is the availability that's already in commerce. It's already here. You're asking for regulation, but you're too late. And so I think that what needs to happen, this needs to probably most likely come off the market. We figure out what it is. If you say there's a mounds of research out there, a simple Google search doesn't tell me.
I be forgetting I mute myself. Isn't there already regulation in Tennessee?
There was, but then they got rid of it. From my research was they had it and then they got rid of it. But when did they get rid of it? Like, when was that process that they got rid
It
of it?
was like somebody brought up a ban bill of some sort, and this was, I'm going to say 3 to 4 years ago. This was right when I started realizing that it was even at risk for being taken, legality wise. And so for some reason, we did have a KCPA enacted at that point in time. This dude came and put in a ban bill, and the ban bill didn't go through, but for some reason, the KCPA was not, I don't know.
Wasn't there,
Yeah,
isn't there like a House joint resolution where it's something about the extracts is supposed to be illegal in Tennessee?
Right, yeah. Because remember, like a long time ago, oh gosh, this was before we really started talking. I think I messaged you and asked you anyway, I think Mac ended up writing you back or something, and you sent me what he said. Oh, that was another thing last year. But I don't know. It's so odd how it happened that literally I'd have to ask Mac to explain it one more time. Because I mean, it's like so convoluted. But if they would have just left well enough alone. But I mean, there is regulation, but I don't think they consider it a KCPA.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they do either when I looked it up. It's such a simple thing. I don't understand him. Our side was so clear. The only big words that were really used that little small-brained man couldn't understand is maybe Mitragynine, like maybe. But the guy from Apex, he said a bunch of stuff. He got a word salad going on there that didn't make no sense. But what our side said made complete. If you can't understand that, Mr. What is it, Garrett?
Yeah.
You might need to start taking some brain vitamins, the ones that the FDA warns you against, because his brain ain't working. He had his mind made up, and he wanted to sound a certain kind of way because he sounds so stupid.
I just said the whole audience groaned when he said that.
Yeah.
Ed says he needs to take Kratom. Maybe he'll be better if he took a little bit.
For me, like, he is representing me.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to sit there and act like he's not smart, because you know how you joke around with people like, I can't even believe what you just said. It's like you're representing me, and you make yourself look like a moron.
Yep.
After this hearing is done, we're gonna play the edited video that someone put together.
I'm gonna do a little walk into this store real quick while I'm with you guys.
Okay, just pause it.
Yeah, I'll just mute it. Mute it. Yeah. What was his name again, Jen?
Keet, Keet.
Oh, Keet. I thought you were saying Keet.
No, Patel. Keet Patel.
Yeah.
Oh, like Cash Patel.
Yeah. He's so cool to hang out with.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Okay, mute yourself, girl.
Me what Kratom or Kratom is. And neither one of you all have said what it actually is. Tylenol, when you go to a gas station, you're obviously going to treat a headache, right? I'm hearing words like morphine, opioids, and things like that, dopamines, and all these words y'all are saying that's usually in a controlled environment that's a very serious side effects to someone walking in to get gas that can get something like this that believes that they're going to cure all their ailments or all their pain. So my question is, what is it? Why is it? And is Kratom the end all of everybody's problems that suffer for particular conditions? Or do we have other things available that people can use that's already in the market, that's regulated, that helps? That's, I think, the simple question that neither one of you all have addressed on either side of it. So can one of you from the side that's against it let me know what the response is? Then one of you to the side that's for it, let me know what that response is. Does that make sense? Am I trying to be clear? Because I am very unclear as to what you all are trying to tell this committee.
Wow.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
You want Dr. Henningfield? Would you like to go, or would you like to?
When I talk about Kratom, I'm talking about the natural leaf, nothing that's been chemically changed. There are extracts, just like if some people like coffee as an extract, some people like stronger extracts like espresso. That's all Kratom. When you chemically manipulate it and have 7-hydroxy, that's no longer Kratom. So we've got to draw a line in the sand. The natural leaf, you can define by law and say that Kratom products that are allowed on the market should be based on the leaf. That can be powdered, ground, crushed. It can be a simple extract. But in 19 other states, what they've done is say the alkaloid levels should not be boosted. There should be state standards for purity. You want to keep it pure. And then you've got something that the animal and human studies, and I've done both, is safe. 7-hydroxy is not.
All right, very good.
So, love to spend a lot of time trying to get through the individual demystifying of all this, because I understand we talk all this science schooly.
Just talk like we all don't have medical degrees.
The grown man with the bow tie said.
No, and I'll say, and it's very interesting, we keep hearing this like Kratom versus 7-OH, but Kratom is the plant, Mitragynine, 7-OH, Mitragynine are the chemicals in the plant. So it's a bit of a false apples oranges comparison. If you're talking about the entirety of the plant, then you're talking about this thing that, as we heard, yeah, if it's oxidized, if it's allowed to, sit there, it'll have some of it in it, right? 2%, which is still present there. It's not that 7-OH is something that a mustache twirling villain is cooking up in a lab to ruin all
has
of America.
no
with this.
idea.
It's in
Yeah,
the
they
loose leaf
are.
version. We're talking about percentages at this point with the back and forth to it.
Word
And that's
salad
the question we got to
again.
decide. Do we want to have this out here where we continue having issues again and again and again?
President Garrett, any follow-up?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Very good. Members, I have Representative Salinas. Ma'am, you're recognized.
Here we go. Somebody that has some.
So I worked in drug discovery for over 10 years, and nature always, usually like 80+% of the time, gets it right. And we spend countless years trying to replicate nature. I mean, Taxol, one of our most important cancer drugs, came from a plant. And the reason why we had to modify it and try to get the drug is because it's small percentages, which 7-OH is in small percentages in the kratom plant. Is that correct?
De minimis, meaning that when you measure 7-hydroxy, and many labs, NIDA-supported labs, my old institute, have measured in lots of products, and 7-hydroxy is de minimis in well-made products and in natural leaf. And in Florida, they actually grow their own kratom because they're thinking of that as a new industry. 7-hydroxy, but everything, this water
is a serious
is
question,
not
and I
distilled
would
water.
ask someone to explain
has
to
a
me
level
why banning
that's
this
allowed
shit is a
for,
bad thing. Let me explain.
Contaminants. That's what regulation does. It sets standards. And so we need a standard to make sure that you can't, no matter how much kratom you consumed, you would not get a harmful amount of 7-hydroxy.
This is a serious question, and I
State
would ask
standard can do
someone to
that.
explain to me why banning this
Representative
shit
Salinas, any follow-up?
in kratom
Yeah, and I've heard y'all
is a
say
bad
multiple
thing.
times that you're not against regulation on the 7-hydroxy version of the alkaloid, and you didn't bring up this bill, so you didn't have control on what gets in the bill or doesn't get in the bill.
This
Do
is a
any of the
serious
other
question, and I
alkaloids
would ask
bind the
someone
mu
to explain
receptor,
to me why
the
banning
opiate
this shit,
mu
meaning
receptor?
Yeah,
kratom,
several
is
do.
a bad
And
thing.
Mitragynine does, and we call it a partial agonist.
You know you're not on
It has a
mute.
very weak effect. So I did an
Oh my
FDA
God.
model study with
I was like,
rats
okay, she's
where
gonna.
we tried to find this lethal dose of, sorry about this
Hold
discussion,
on.
of Mitragynine. We pumped as much Mitragynine as we
Okay,
Were you doing talk to text? Or
hold on.
whatever?
Okay. I was freaking making a TikTok because somebody dropped a stupid ass comment.
Oh, I heard you saying that. I thought you were like going to tell us about it, and you said it like the third time. I'm like, oh, she don't know she's off mute.
No, I mean, because I muted the computer and I, for some reason, thought I was already muted on the restream. My bad, you guys. Anyway, someone has dropped a stupid ass comment, so I'm going to have my community explain to him why banning kratom would be a bad idea. Gotta love these TikTok
Oh my
comments,
God,
man.
I
Tell you
know.
what.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the computer and mute the restream.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's just a chill Saturday, man.
could,
Slightly disappointed
given
in
the
Keith,
size of
sorry.
the rats. There was no lethal dose. The comparator was oxycodone. Animals in that condition by the FDA recommended doses died. 7-hydroxy, on the other hand, you can kill animals with. And 7-hydroxy has the characteristics that is fueling the opioid epidemic. Powerful brain reward in animals. Again, rats, my favorite animal subject, and people. Mitragynine does not. Mitragynine actually reduces animal taking of morphine.
Mhm.
All right, Representative Salinas, any follow-up?
Yeah, no, thank you for that clarification, because I think that dictates the binding affinity of the receptor to that molecule dictates everything that happens after. So thank you for clarifying the other alkaloids in
This is
comparison to
awful. Like you
7-OH.
can feel
Yeah,
the
and
energy in the
again, it's
room.
partial. Naloxone
Like
binds,
these people literally
but
don't
it's
care.
very different from morphine.
Except for those two.
Very good. Members,
Yeah.
anyone else have any questions or comments for our guests? I'll have no one on the list.
Like they act like they
Injections
don't
going
even
back
want to
into
be
session.
doing this
All
right
Seeing none, I
now.
appreciate y'all being here.
That's what
Go
the
back
one
into
guy
session.
was eating his fruit perfect.
On the bill.
perfect.
All right, members, any questions? I have Chair Lady Littleton. You're on the list.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move a previous question.
Very previous question has been called. Any objection? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, you'd open the board. Members will be voting to send House Bill 1649 to Finance, Ways and Means. All those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Would any member wish to change their vote? All right, very good. Madam Clerk, you take the vote.
Mr. Chair, you have 16 ayes, 2 noes, and 1 present not voting.
Very good. House Bill 1649 is moving to Finance, Ways and Means.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee.
Who's clapping?
That does sound like a clap, didn't it? I don't remember
Members, we can
hearing
move to
a
item
clap.
7. That's House Bill 2109.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping.
No, I think you're right there. But that was a clap, but I think that I was just still in kind of like, I don't remember hearing that clap.
Who is that?
Now I got to ask the other people because I don't remember who that was. I was just sitting there just seething because I knew I wasn't going to get a chance to talk. And then after that guy had just made those comments, I was like, you've got to be like, this is not happening. Like all of us, if you could see the back corner, because you know where we sat last time, that back corner, like that whole section was all Kratom supporters. So there were people there that I didn't even know that were Kratom supporters. There was a whole big section of us. And I wish, because like the group in front of us, whatever their bill was, every single one of them had a small sign. It wasn't big. It was a tiny sign with their House bill and how they felt. Every one of them held one. I kind of think when we go back, maybe every one of the supporters, because we're not given the chance to stand, we're not given the chance to say who we are, that maybe we should all have, they were small. It wasn't even the size of a real piece of paper. To have that to show that we are there. Do you see what I'm saying? Like why we're there. They don't know who we are. They don't know why we're there. And to see that there was a group that they all had on the same t-shirts and everything. So just so they can recognize it, it's not just a few of us out here. There's a lot of.
You know what? I got an idea with that. That's a good idea. Wow. I guess, I don't know. I have a lot of things I'm thinking about right now.
I've had so many things in my brain that's just so overwhelmed. I'm having a hard time like focusing on one particular thing.
Just write them
I'm
down.
just so angry. I cannot tell you how angry I am. And if anybody in Tennessee is in here listening, please, please, please use the power and send in as many emails and make as many phone calls to anybody. It doesn't matter who, like somebody in power. You guys, we have to stand up and show up, because if the voices aren't heard, then it's not going to happen. We need so many voices to be heard right now. So many. You need to call your friends, your family, even if they're in a different state, call them and ask them to sign the petition. Call and ask them. My sister sent in an email on her testimony and how she's seen me on drugs before and how she's seen me on.
You're going in and out. Did she get stuck?
It was gun laws.
Yeah, I saw that one lady sitting there saying,
Is that what was going on that day?
Your Wi-Fi going in and out.
I know. 1 second.
I'm no, but it's like I don't think that's what they were clapping about. I see that other video link on the X. I didn't know if you
I was
had
trying
it.
to look for it.
I didn't know if you had it or not.
But
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
saw
go pee
that
real
one chick
quick.
in the back sitting there. I think it said Doctors for Gun Safety or something like that. So there's probably some sort of gun something on the docket that day.
I seen something for schools and then a bunch of men in their like safety vests. I assumed it was union.
Okay. I'm going to play the video that someone in our community edited.
Love it.
I don't know where Jen went. I'll wait till Jen gets back.
That man right there was staring at me holding the picture. He seen my picture. I told Jen I decided to pull it down because I didn't want them to think that was a picture of me on Kratom. Because Jordan called me the other day and he was like, hey, I was like, hey, Jordan, like wondering why the hell is he calling me? And he was like, I'm going to repost your video because people are confused and they think that's you on Kratom. And I was like, what? What?
Your video went viral.
Did it?
Yours and Dave's video. And this Tennessee hearing is currently going viral.
Good. Got it. Because how could you see my before picture and after and not be like, you know, like, how can you not see that? I've lived true addiction. I've been through it.
Sorry, I had to go pee.
I have to. Okay.
I feel like this is like them telling me that my Earl Grey tea is bad for me. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. How it's like, you know, you shouldn't drink Earl Grey because.
I wish that, like, I really wish that we could just set these people down and give them 1 teaspoon of Kratom.
Yeah.
Each of them, and just be like, dude.
And they're gonna sit there and be like,
see,
wait, what? They're gonna be like, when is it supposed to start working? And it's gonna be like, that's the beauty of it. You don't get a feeling. There is no like, there's no euphoria. There's no, what do they say? They say it's a hallucinogenic. What?
I know.
Mind blowing.
Okay, I'll play this. This one is an amazing video that someone edited.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Davenport, I'm so sorry about your loss, but I could follow you. The other 5, I know the 2 of you are for this piece of legislation, the other 3 are not. But you all said so many words in your testimony, I really have no idea what you're talking about.
So good.
And so there were so many different things that you all had testified to on both sides, right? And my concern is that's the actual concern of either Kratom, which how you pronounce it, or Kratom, how the rest of you pronounced it. That's an issue, right?
Tomato.
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 Because of what this thing does. My issue with this is the availability that's already in commerce, it's already here. You're asking for regulation, but you're too late. What?
God.
And so I think that what needs to happen, this needs to probably most likely come off the market. We figure out what it is. If you say there's mounds of research out there, a simple Google search doesn't tell me what Kratom or Kratom is. And neither one of you all have said what it actually is.
Kratom is a botanical in the coffee family that has been safely used for centuries in Southeast Asia and for decades by over 20 million individuals here in the United States.
Tylenol, when you go to a gas station, you're obviously going to treat a headache, right? I'm hearing words like morphine, opioids, and things like that, dopamines, and all these words y'all are saying that's usually in a controlled environment that's a very serious side effects to someone walking in to get gas that can get something like this that believes that they're going to cure all their ailments or all their pains.
Not cure, treat the symptoms.
So my question is, what is it? Why is it?
Oh, hell no.
And is Kratom the end all of everybody's problems that suffer for particular conditions? Or do we have other things available that people can use that's already in the market, that's regulated, that helps?
The medications available to her cause sedation and actual gait instability.
those are risks that she just cannot take. Natural kratom is the only option that she can tolerate that helps her function safely.
That's, I think, the simple question that neither one of you all have addressed.
Included a chronic pain patient on their panel. And they wanted to make the point that even this is not an approved drug, people like her use it on a daily basis to manage pain, in some cases treating addiction. And that's what my colleagues are studying at Hopkins and the National Institute on Drug Abuse is studying. How do we...
On either side of it. So can one of you from the side that's against it let me know what the response is? Then one of you to the side that's for it, let me know what that response is. Does that make sense? Am I trying to be clear? Because I am very unclear as to what you all are trying to tell this committee.
Love it.
That's
love it, love it.
amazing. Dude, it's like,
I love
man,
it too. I want to send her like an edible bouquet or something like that. Is so good. She did so good, and she's
Brilliant.
never like I've never wanted to kick somebody in there. You know what? So badly. Like I just want to watch him on his knees because
Could you imagine how he talks to his wife?
You know what I'm thinking is if we do a fundraiser for a PI, he's the first one we go after.
Yeah.
I'm nominating him because I guarantee you he's on the naughty list somewhere. I know he is. I know he is. I know he is. And we are going to expose that. I'm not kidding, girls. I'm not kidding.
Dude,
They want to play
people
like this.
that
Y'all
just
want to do
think-
this. What we can do is start to make the ones in the future a little scared about what they do before they do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's make them think a little bit twice before you guys. His mind was made up. He
Oh, yeah,
probably
all of them
sits
were,
there
yeah.
right there with Helton-Haynes. They probably sit there and they have drinks outside. You know, I already know. Ugh.
It's just like, man,
I've
when you're that
never
pretentious-
I've never been in a situation where I'm sitting in on things like this, but seeing it has me
Yeah.
so disgusted. I am so. What is the point of those people? And how much money do they make? They probably make so much money to give their opinion, because I Googled it. I Googled, can we sue? Not on this level, but there might be another level, but that's for another day. But you can't, because they're literally hired to, they're supposed to listen to their people, but at the end, they give whatever their opinion is. But they don't, why? So what's the point? So we're just hiring people based off their opinions? And I'm sorry, I'd like you to have an educated opinion.
Yeah.
Not I spent 3 seconds, because like I said before, if that man would have read even 5 emails, I guarantee you he didn't read not one email that was sent to him. I guarantee you that. If he would have even read 5, he would have understood what was being said. He would have had no problem understanding it had he have read the stories. He didn't read nothing. He doesn't care to read anything. He sits back on his high horse and collects a paycheck and decides on what he thinks is right and what's not, with doing zero research. If he was pro nicotine, he would be like, it is so good for you. It's going to give you energy and you're going to feel like this sense of calm. So no, we should not ban that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All of these cancer studies that these top researchers have. No, I know better than them. You won't die if you smoke a cigarette. That's how stupid he sounds.
Those are
And it's
paid
not
for by
even-
the industry.
It's not even nicotine that's the problem. It's what's in the butts of our cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. But we know that because why? We listen to the science.
And they're not FDA approved, but they're FDA regulated, just like alcohol.
Right.
You know, and it's like
And alcohol could make me, if I was to drink and get behind the wheel of a car, it would kill somebody. If I took some Kratom and got behind the wheel of a car, nothing's going to happen. Nothing.
Is that Ed right there?
Yeah, Ed's sitting right here. He's been listening the whole time.
Let me see Ed.
Hey,
Let me
Ed. He's been sitting here. He supports all of us. He does. He supports all of us. And that's why I say 100 times.
Yeah.
I know people in the comments might have not seen my before picture, but this man, I've been with him 26 years, you guys. Probably longer than some of y'all been alive. 26 years. 6 years ago, he put me in rehab when I was like about to die. He spent money. He allowed me to leave my family first. Not allowed me, like, you know what I mean? That's the wrong word, but like he gave me up to somebody else
supported you through the
to
entire
try to
process.
heal me.
Yeah.
Why in the world would he hand me his credit card when it's time for me to order? Why? If it was so bad, wouldn't he be like, you know what, babe, we're not doing this again. I see that you're having another problem. Because there is no problem. He reminds me to take my medication because he probably sees how much it helps me. He'll see when I start hurting more. Like, did you take your medication? Because that's what we call it. I don't know why, but I just call it my medication. It just started happening that way. It's not a medication, it's an herb, but that's what we call it.
Yeah.
And he'll remind me, no husband after 26 years and watching what his wife went through
Yeah.
would be like, yeah, here you go.
I
Take
put
the-
my husband through a few years of hell. Let me tell you something. And
Right. So
I
why
know
would
for
we-
a fact he would not. If I was at all inebriated on Kratom and act like that.
The
It
same,
it
the
wouldn't-
same goes for my daughters, you know, because my
Yeah.
daughters are, you know,
5 more minutes.
I can't even think of their ages now. 26, 24, and my son is 21. You know, and it's like my daughters had to play mother to my son, you know, and it's like after I found Kratom, I could see that they trust me again. They didn't have to worry about me again. I was able to get their credit cards. They didn't have to worry about me stealing money from their, you know, credit cards and debit cards.
Right. Yeah.
And your father-in-law is giving great testimony to that too.
Uh-huh.
It's your father-in-law, right? Where he's giving
Yes.
testimony about your before person and who you are now. He's given really good testimony. Those are the type of people, like, how do you hear these people that weren't even involved? Well, I don't know his history, but like Ed's never done, he's not a drug user. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
those are, what you think he's going to lie?
I love hearing Sherry's story when she talks about how her husband brought her Kratom, and it's like, you know, when they stick through you through all that. I mean, I know when I used to get pretty blitzed off of alcohol, and I wouldn't even remember what the hell I said half the time the next day, but I knew I would feel so bad. But it's like, you know, they put up with it because they love us. You know what I mean?
Right.
At least
And you know, my daughters, they could have went on so many different directions in their life, but they stood by me while I was, you know, freaking trapped in that addiction hell, you know. And I always joke around. I don't, you know, I've already popped my nails off, but I always say that I clawed my way out of addiction, which is why I wear the fake nails now. Which I can afford to do because my money's not going to drugs anymore, you know?
Yep.
It's
I
little
keep
things
saying,
like that
man,
that
if
you
I'm going to be
deserve to treat yourself with.
Right.
You know?
Right. If you're going to be addicted to anything, Kratom's cheap as hell. I mean, I guess.
But 708 is not cheap, you know.
It's
and
not.
those people.
And it's not
I'm
cheap
fed
because
up. I
it's
am
just
fed
like a
up.
dealer. When you got a dealer and they see something is in demand, they increase the prices. You know, they got a good bag of smoke, they're going to increase their prices. What happens? That's what these gas station people are doing. It's a high demand, so now it's like $50 for 4 pills or however it works.
Yeah, you know, and I was just watching a show the other day, a new one of those new jail shows that's on Discovery, and they were sneaking in Suboxone in their damn pants, in the, what do you call the top part of your pants?
Like the waistband?
The waistband. They were sneaking Suboxone in with that. I am waiting for a jail video to come out saying that people are sneaking in 708, because you damn sure ain't gonna put no Kratom powder in your waistband or else your hoo-ha.
People in prison
Yes.
would laugh at you if you were like, I got a little bit of Pure Leaf in my pocket. You want some? People would laugh. That's
Yeah.
how funny it is. It's like, no, homie, I can get coffee from Canteen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't need your little Kratom, because it's not like that. I think that's what frustrates me the most, is that I know the truth. Like, in my fullest being, I know the truth. And to hear anything other than that is like I said last week, I was like, well, maybe I'm gaslighting myself. Am I lying to myself? And I'm not.
No, you're
I'm
not.
not. I stopped taking it for 24 hours. Nothing happened. I was waiting for those big withdrawals to happen.
Yeah.
Listen, my DNA is sitting on a couch somewhere in Ocean Shores, Washington, because when he's tried to get me sober a few times before I went to actual rehab. And he sent me to the ocean with my sisters and locked me in a hotel room. Let's just say my DNA is all over that hotel room, because it was brutal. It was brutal. After like 4 hours, it started. I went 24 hours, probably longer than that, with no Kratom. And the only thing I felt was like my pain, and I felt a little uneasy, you know, just like
I'm not
not.
having any Kratom right now. I don't. 9 times out of 10, I don't take it on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. You know,
I
I'm
might
not
get
on
some right
Kratom
now.
right now. You don't see me over here trying to claw my, like, you don't see me having the freaking Hershey squirts
Right. The
every 20
Hershey
minutes.
squirts all over the place. And kicking, you know, they call it kicking the habit because you thrash. I thrashed. I would kick and I would scream and just be so mad because you couldn't. It's horrible. I can't describe it. It is so horrible. And so to even attempt to put these two on the same level is insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting and it is pure lies. Am I allowed to dose on screen here, or is that a no-no?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. Shit, I don't care. You know, and it's like, I used to, because my pills, I always say FDA approved pills because people automatically assume that when you're an addict, that you're a junkie off the street, you know, that you're shooting up.
Not true. Mine started off of prescriptions.
Yeah. And so whenever I'd run out of my pills, like after 10 days of getting them, or, you know, 10 to 14 days after getting them, you know, for 2 weeks out of every month for 11 years straight, I would pretty much lock myself in my room because I was going through that freaking withdrawal hell. I didn't, you know, my kids would see it, but I did not want them to see the full scope of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plus you just didn't feel like doing
anything. I didn't feel like doing nothing.
Yeah. No
I
shower.
didn't even take a shower.
Yeah,
Yep.
nothing.
Yep. Dee, I'm sorry that your family is going through that, man. Dave says the only withdrawals that I had was when Jordan got me off of 7-OH, and they were mild because he knows what he's doing. Yeah, that's the other thing that the 7-OHers love to say is that, oh, you know, the legacy Kratom vendors are going after 7-OH because it's market share. Like, if anything, their markets have gone up because the whole leaf Kratom is what's helping the people get off of 7-OH.
Yep.
And that's why I used to have like a different view towards extracts, but understanding them a little bit more, like I think I'm okay with an extract because it might help somebody if they need a little bit more of something. But
I mean,
that's where I stop. I stop at extracts. I mean, nothing more than that. But I do understand that there probably is a need for that.
There is.
There's not a need for anything that causes you to rob a store. There's no
I
need
changed
for
my
that.
stance on the extracts too. You know, it's like, and the only reason why I did was because I saw how beneficial it is to get people off of the either illicit fentanyl or the 7-OH.
Right. That's where my stance started to come in. I started listening a little bit more and I was like, okay, I can understand that. And the fact that it's an extract, but it doesn't cross the barrier of when we're going into 7-OH.
Right, exactly. What I heard at the symposium is that the full spectrum extracts are Kratom.
Yeah.
They are Kratom.
Right.
So you can't, there's no offshoot to the Kratom plant. It is Kratom. It just doesn't have
It don't have all the alkaloids.
Some of them don't have all the alkaloids, but
Yeah.
what it doesn't have is the risk of, you know, a contamination of the heavy metals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the microbes or any of that other stuff. So
An accident. Oh, I thought I disconnected. I was gonna say, ladies, it's been great, but I have got to get
Yeah, we're
going.
about to get off here too. But yeah, thanks for joining us and everything. And I'll see you next week. And good luck on Monday. Keep me
Okay,
posted.
yeah, I'll be there on Monday. And if there's anything in particular you wanted printed off, Jen, just send it to me. And Tiffany said, you know, she'd be willing to print things.
Okay.
But yeah, we will be up there at our House of Representatives passing out papers on Monday individually to each office.
you know, a part of me was like, maybe I should try to get, you know, collect donations to go again. But then the other part of me is like, what if that's just gonna be a crapshoot again? Because, you know, won't be able to testify.
Yeah, it's like going up there. It's like I wish I was at least 1 hour closer because you just don't know, you know. And it's like
you don't know.
It's just
I'd say, Misty, I'd say wait. Let's see what happens next time and bring you in. When, you know, when it's gonna. Like, I don't know the whole process.
Well, if I gotta be handcuffed to them, you can come on up there, then, baby.
We'll handcuff each other to each other.
Yeah, we'll do that whole hippie thing where we handcuff each other on the tree.
Right.
Oh.
Well, we got this, ladies. We've got this.
Yeah.
And we're not going to quit showing up for all the other states too, because our voices need to be heard.
Absolutely, yeah. All
All
right.
right, ladies.
Dave. Okay, well, bye, Kelly.
Bye,
Kelly.
guys. I appreciate everybody.
Have a good day.
You too, ladies. Bye.
Bye. I'm going to hold on.
Oh, wait.
I got her. I did it.
I was gonna say, I was just trying to figure out how do you do that on your own to get it off. But
I'm gonna go take my boy for a haircut, and we're gonna go get some new threads.
oh, is that right?
He's done grown so tall. His shirts. He needs new shirts bad.
He needs those tall boy shirts.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Seeing that, it's just, I mean, dude, I just always, I don't know. Like, I can't believe I had faith in anything after all the shit we've seen. But I was like, oh, surely Tennessee won't be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, it's like, and these people are like my neighbors and my friends' friends. And like, you know, that's what's sad. Like, wow, dude. Wow. Wow.
Sherry says, if we're clear in Mississippi, I will try to come.
I actually, whenever Misty told me about Starkville, I looked at it, it's 3 hours for me. And I was like, man, because I was like feeling guilty because I didn't go to Nashville. And I was like, man, I wonder how far away that is. And then it was like 3 hours. I'm like, it's too much. But, oh man, I tell you.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna go chill with my daughter and wait for my other daughter to get off work and try to have a chill day tomorrow. Like I said, you know, we are extremely busy Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
On Mondays, you know, like I said, my daughters are off work Sundays and Mondays. And so I try to, you know, spend as much time as I can with them, unless like on something popping off on Monday that I necessarily have to attend, like freaking
Yeah.
hearings.
And lately it's been hit or miss with Mondays.
Yeah. But normally it's Tuesday through Thursday. We are overwhelmed.
Yes.
Overwhelmed.
And then that's like by the time Friday, like yesterday, I was just like,
yeah. By the time Friday gets here, it's like we could take that breath of fresh air, but something might always something always does pop off.
We're
It's
like
just
firefighters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in Nashville.
Yeah, it's in Nashville.
I don't know exactly where you're at in Mississippi, but I don't know. I know it's about, I don't know. I'm bad with geography, so I'm not going to say anything because I know my mom's boyfriend lives in Jackson, Mississippi, and I can't remember any. I can't remember. I'm not going to say it because I don't know, so I'm not going to be wrong. All right.
Just hit up Jen in her messenger.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody has any questions, hit me up. So, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of y'all's weekend.
Yep. Enjoy your weekend. In the description, we will put, we'll go ahead and throw this original hearing in there, and then we'll put the edited video in there.
Yeah, so yeah.
That video some love. And then we'll do the protectkratom.org.
Yeah.
Tennessee.org thingy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. They make a tiny ass thumbnail for this.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
South of Tupelo.
All right. Yeah, Sherry, just hit up Jen in her messenger.
Yeah, I love that video too. It's amazing. Man, Tupelo seems like it's close. Hold on before we get off. I just have to know now.
Gotta go look now, huh?
Because I'm like, hold on, that sounds like it's not very far. I know my best friend lives in like Pickwick, and it's like
what a name.
Pickwick Town. Let's see, Tupelo. Tupelo is an hour and 45 minutes for me. That's not too bad. But that's for me. Let me see how far it is.
It's like 3 hours to Nashville, 3 to 4 hours.
I hate how Google Maps is set up. I what's her face? I meant to ask her. She told me about some other app you can use besides whatever it is. All right, let's see. Yeah, if you did it from there, it would be like a 6-hour deal. It'd almost be like driving from Memphis to Nashville. And it always, like, the GPS says, oh, it'll be 4 hours. No,
No.
it's always longer. And I never like stop except for maybe once. You know, I'll stop on the rest areas, but I don't like to stop and get out and go eat. And I want to get there. So I need to just get a bus and come pick everybody up. Oh, that'd be cool. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day.
Other people bring their kids there.
Yeah, and I will say I watched the Senate hearing that they that they moved, and even the chair, that Garden Shire or whatever, the one that's sponsoring the bill, he even said, he's like, this is just a regular day. We got kids here. They're
Yes.
part of the legislation process today, and we're going to move on. It's no big
Yeah.
deal. So
Yeah, like if you watch that, like the hearing that we just watched, someone wheeled in their baby in a stroller.
yeah, but I know I'd be nervous too, like little ones. But yeah, that Garden Shire dude was super cool about it. I was like, I
Yeah.
kind of respect that dude.
Kinda.
Yeah, as long as, it may not even be as bad as you think, even if she is one. And I know a lot of times when they're one and they're real cute, people just start
Yeah.
entertaining
Flocking.
the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, they start flocking to them.
Yeah. But yeah, I say bring her on. It'll be fun. Maybe she'll bring us some good luck.
I know.
All right, but yeah, hit me up if anybody has any questions, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.